Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to another WWE 2K22 video here today, which kind of feels weird to say, but yes, we are here. Yes, the road has officially begun to WWE 2K22 as you saw in my last video, and so it's great to be here finally. Of course, if you missed the last video and you want to see more of my opinions based on the trailer that we got this past weekend at WrestleMania, then go ahead and check out the video. I'll leave a link down in the description. But essentially what I thought we would do here today, because it's a pretty heated topic when it comes to, is this game going to be on Next Generation or not? Is it not? Is it? We don't know. It's been a bit confusing. And so we're going to talk about that a bit more later in this video, but essentially what this video is going to be is kind of another episode of my Reddit WWE Games series. We go onto the WWE Games subreddit and we look at people's posts, except today we're probably going to be looking at 1 or 2 instead of like 10 to 15 posts, because I really want to see what the community thinks about WWE 2K22, their reaction to the trailer, their reaction to the screenshots that we got, etc, and just discuss, you know, in depth WWE 2K22 and see what people thought about it. So that's essentially what this episode is going to be. And so I am very interested to see what the community thinks about this game, what we're thinking, where we're at, you know, because it's one thing to be just looking at my subscribers' reaction to the game, and that was great hearing your guys' opinion, but also the WWE Games subreddit, it's a different breed, and so I want to know what these men are saying. And so without any more further ado, let's once again jump into the WWE Games subreddit. Okay, so now here we are on the WWE Games subreddit once again, and the first post, the top post of this week is WWE 2K22 announced. You can see we got the Rey Mysterio screenshot right here, and so once I dive into this comment section, there is no going back. I want to see what these guys think. You know they're not going to hold back on their opinion, so let's go ahead and jump down into the comments. So the first comment we've got is coming from Garrett X, and he says, I really hope Universe Mode is a lot better than what it has been in recent years. And I hear that. I really do hear that, and I agree with you. Oh my god, please, Universe Mode has to be so much better. I don't know what 0.0 we're on right now. Like, for a while there, it was like, oh, Universe Mode 2.0, 3.0. I guess now we're on like 10.0. It's been 10. Oh my god, it's been 10 years. Jesus Christ. It's the 10-year anniversary of Universe Mode ever since it was introduced in the greatest wrestling game of all time. So yeah, I really hope, selfishly, that Universe Mode is much better in 2K22, because obviously over the last couple of months, me and a bunch of other WWE 2K YouTubers have been doing these whole Universe Mode simulations, and it's great doing them in the current rendition of Universe Mode in 2K19, in 2K20, in the older games, and you know, we do what we can with that. But I feel like if they really want to capitalize on this whole simulation trend, there's more things that they could put into Universe Mode, and just for the general player as well. I'm not just talking about myself selfishly, just in general, there's a lot of things that they could do with Universe Mode, and GM Mode features, we've talked about it before. But essentially what I'm saying is there's a lot that they can do for Universe Mode to put it in to make it better for content creators and for just general players as well. There's a lot of things that they can take away from the MyGM in NBA 2K when it comes to, you know, being a real general manager and really being in control of the universe. And I could go on a whole video tangent about Universe Mode and GM Mode features, but I'll save that for a future day. The point is, I agree, Universe Mode should be, and hopefully is going to be, a lot better than it has been. I just want actual storylines in Universe Mode instead of a random combination of cutscenes each week for rivalries. I agree with that right there, yeah. The rivalry system has been, it's been years since they've been needed to change that rivalry system. It's kind of ridiculous that they have. Like, I know to a certain extent they've tweaked the rivalry system, because remember back in the day, like early Universe Mode, when it was always just one-on-one match, one-on-one match, one-on-one match, pay-per-view, one-on-one, one-on-one, and that was the whole rivalry. They've kind of tweaked it so it's a little more interesting these days, but there's still a way to go. And by the way, I don't know why we don't have triple threat rivalries, fatal four-way rivalries, multiple tag team rivalries in Universe Mode right now, because like it would make sense to have them, right? Am I stupid? Am I wrong? Surely as a game developer for these WWE 2K games, you look at wrestling in real life and you see that there's more than just one-on-one rivalries. The entire product isn't just one-on-one rivalries between 1 or 2 tag teams and 2 wrestlers. There's 3-person rivalries, there's 4-person rivalries, there's a lot of different things going on, and so the fact that they haven't implemented that into Universe Mode yet is a massive oversight. And so hopefully that's one of those things in 2K22 where rivalries are just a lot more interesting, really interesting to play, interesting to see what happens with. There's a lot more that they can do with them, and I really don't think they have an excuse anymore. Tinny Teddy says, this might be a good year for us Universe Mode fans. I'm seriously hoping they've put some good work into it. That mode has had so much potential. See, this is the thing, Tinny Teddy. We've been saying this for so goddamn long. So long. Like, I feel like I've been hearing people say, oh yo, Universe Mode has so much potential, this is gonna be the year, since I was like 13 years old. And that's not even a, you know, I kinda have, I'm joking around. No, I legitimately have been since I was 13. It is ridiculous. I am now 21 years of age, and Universe Mode has been the same my entire teenage years. What the fuck? Are you looking like us Europeans watching WrestleMania live? See, I would agree with that comment, but my sleep schedule is so horrendous these days, especially during the pandemic, that like me watching WrestleMania live didn't even faze me. It went on to what, like 4 or 5 a.m. for me. I was like, yeah, this is my life. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I'm not proud of it. You know what, dude? Who gives a fuck? We're in a pandemic. The entire world has been crumbling around us for the last year. Everybody's losing their minds. Who gives a fuck about sleep? Oh, what's that? You get to bed by midnight? Fucking loser. Meanwhile, I'm out here in the middle of the night on my grind. As great as it looks, is it just me, or do you find it weird that they didn't pick any model with hair to see if they fixed the shithole hair graphics in WWE 2K20? See, this is what I was thinking about as well. I was legitimately thinking about this yesterday. Like, you notice how they picked Rey Mysterio, who is bald, and he wears a mask with like a little hair thing on, but it's not really true. It's not really a true test of like the hair graphics or anything. And they picked CESARO, who is also bald. So show me something like Seth Rollins or a Becky Lynch, you know, these people who notoriously in recent years haven't really had the best hair graphics. Show me an Undertaker, a Roman Reigns, a Charlotte Flair, because they've never really got Roman's hair right either. And I could go on and on and on listing people. Like Sasha Banks is another one. There's a bunch of people. I know it's a work in progress build though, and it's pretty early in the cycle right now as far as like getting new info, when the release of the game isn't for another like 6 to 7 months. And so obviously I'm not going to be like, show me hair right now, but we do kind of need to see it soon, because seeing the hair is going to give me a pretty good gauge of where we're at. And hey, I really want them to blow me away with the hair graphics, by the way. I'm not rooting against them. I want it to be like, you know, whatever game has amazing graphics. Red Dead Redemption 2 type hair graphics. Obviously it's 2K, so probably the bar's a little bit high for them to jump over there, but at least decent, better than 2K20. I don't think I'm asking that much to say that everything in this game needs to be better than 2K20. Minimum. Edge would have been the perfect model to show off, since his has been the absolute worst in the last 5 or so games because he was never scanned. Yes! Oh my god, I am an Edge head through and through. Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time. They keep doing my boy too dirty, and it's pissing me off. Like, you know what? Fair enough, he hasn't been a wrestler in the last, you know, 5 years or before the last game came out. I get it. He wasn't wrestling. He wasn't around. You didn't scan him for whatever reason. Fair enough. It has been a very rough time for us people who are fans of Edge when it comes to these WWE games. He has not looked great, but he is now an active wrestler. He just competed in the main event of WrestleMania. He came back from a career-ending injury, by the way. He came out of freaking retirement. He's now an active wrestler pretty much again. So, scan him. WWE 2K, scan him. Please. So going by the trailer, is Mysterio the cover star? Oh, I really hope not. I like Rey Mysterio. I really do, but cover star? Listen, no disrespect to Rey Mysterio, absolutely one of the greatest of all time, the greatest high flyer of all time. I love Rey Mysterio. Used to have the armbands as a kid and everything, doing 619s and stuff, you know. I had the mask, you know, the whole nine. I don't really have to go into detail about that, but as a cover star, there are more deserving people than him for this year specifically. I mean, I'll probably talk about it more in a future video, but the obvious picks, you got Drew McIntyre, who's had a hell of a last year, possibly Bobby Lashley, who's had a great last year, Sasha Banks would be amazing, Bianca Belair if they want. I think actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I want an all-women's cover, because they should have done it with Becky Lynch with 2K20. It should have been just Becky for the first all-women's cover, but I feel like if they're going to do it this year, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, or just Sasha Banks, would be pretty fucking fire. I have zero expectations after the disaster that was 2K20. If it's at least as good as the 2K19, I will consider that a win. That is literally, to a T, where I am at. Is this me? Is this my Reddit account? Did I comment this and forget about it? Because that is literally mood. That is literally a big fat mood. I got nothing more to say. There it is. I like how this guy underneath says, tell me about it. And then the next guy completely ratios the hell out of him and says he did. Damn. Hey, if the Twitter kids saw this with the didn't ask plus ratioed, if them kids saw this, they would be so happy about it. Okay, so now before we move on to the next thing that I want to discuss, being the PS5 and the next generation of 2K22 and everything, and that whole discussion, let's find one more comment right here. Okay, remember how good first images of 2K15 looked? The game definitely won't look this good all the time, and UFC has had this level of graphics for years. Yeah, fair enough. That is a pretty good point that the heroic onion raises. Yeah, that is a good point actually. 2K15, when that game first came out, when they first dropped those screenshots of Cena, oh my god, I forgot about them. Yo, when we saw Cena and it was on, oh, I was so excited. And granted, 2K15 ended up being a massive stinker in my opinion. I really just don't rate that game, but it looked amazing at the time and the gameplay was pretty good. But like I said it in the last video and I'll say it again until the day I die. I do not care about graphics. I care about the fun, the replayability, how the game feels, etc, etc. And so yeah, that's a very good point. 2K15 looked great at first. This is why I said I'm not getting ahead of myself this year. I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm not getting caught up in the hype train until I see something that legitimately makes me feel hype, you know, because this happens every time. The same cycle. I'm sick of it, okay? I understand that I'm very guilty of being one of those 2K YouTubers last time with 2K20 where I was excited about it and I was like, yes, this is gonna be great. I've learned my lesson, okay? I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm waiting. I'm gonna try and stay level-headed, realistic, and wait until something blows me away, okay? Although, with that being said, if they drop that story designer announcement, my Twitter is going to be an absolute calamity. I'm going to lose my shit. In case you missed it, Sony removed PS5 from the title, so 2K22 might be confirmed a last-gen exclusive title. And you can see, by the way, they've got the screenshot here, the PlayStation, WWE 2K22 teaser trailer, Rey Mysterio, PS4. Let's discuss, because I saw this post in the corner of my eye when I started the video, and I knew that I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So let's go ahead and talk about PS5 Next Generation 2K22, because I know I wouldn't really say I've misled people in the last couple of months, but I guess if people think, like, for some reason there's this weird misconception that, like, from some people in the comments, that I have all the answers when it comes to Next Gen 2K games or the 2K games that are coming up because I make videos on them. I don't. Let me make it clear, I'm just some dumbass talking shit, and you know, I'm just speculating. I'm just a fan of these games, getting excited myself, making videos on them. I appreciate everyone that watches them, but do not look at me as any form of source of information unless I show like an official confirmation, an official source, you know? Most of the time, it's just me as a WWE games fan talking about these games, where I think they should go, you know, where, etc, etc. You get the point. I'm really just a guy giving his opinion on things and reacting to things as they come out as a WWE games fan, and so I don't for sure know that this game is going to be on next gen. I kind of assumed it would be, considering all the time that they've had to develop this game, but from what we're seeing, it doesn't seem like it's going to be, which is massively disappointing. Although, with that being said, it is very early right now. We don't know anything, like, for sure. We literally only just got the confirmation 5 days ago that this game is even happening. And so let's give it a minute first. Let's not jump to conclusions. Let's not just assume things. Let's give it a little bit, give it a couple months, because they will definitely let us know pretty soon, actually, when they're hyping up the game, whether or not they're going to do something similar to NBA 2K, where it's kind of like, oh yeah, we've got an NBA 2K on PS5. It's a complete different version to the PS4 version, and maybe they'll do 2 different WWE 2Ks, but probably not. I feel like they did that for NBA 2K because it's one of their premier releases, you know. With WWE 2K, it's big, but it's not as big as NBA 2K, so they're either going to do it for one or the other, and more than likely, I think, unfortunately, it's kind of saying in right now that they probably will just do it for PS4 and Xbox One, which is kind of like, we lost, boys. I was really hoping that we'd get that next gen 2K game, but I guess not. Although, with that being said, one silver lining is that if they've been developing it for the PS4 and the Xbox One this entire time, since 2K20 came out, and they've had this whole time just focusing on last generation, granted the capabilities may not be all the way up there because it's not next generation, but also, they've literally been developing this game for consoles that they already know, and they've just been doing it for such a long time, so hopefully it's a lot more polished. Because they're already using things that they've already made games on before, so they've had more time to do things, more time to add things, and so really this could be a positive. It could be a better thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic about that, but I feel like it could actually end up being a much better thing. Like if it is only on last generation of consoles, or maybe it'll be a massive stinker. Like if it is only on the last generation of consoles, but of course, like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm just talking, giving my opinion, so I don't really know for sure. But you know, we'll see what happens. Right now, it hasn't been confirmed if it'll be on next gen or not. I just want to know what they're doing with that PC version. What are we saying, 2K? What are we saying about 2K on PC? Are we gonna make it like 2K20 on PC, where you can't mod it at all, or is it gonna like 2K19, where like my boy Joe Mashups can go crazy? What are we thinking, 2K? Let me know. Give me a little bit of a signal. Because I said it on Twitter a couple days ago, where this whole thing got released. If this game can be modded as much as 2K19 can, I don't give a shit about console. It doesn't matter to me. And I know that's very selfish to say that, and I hope the game is great on console for all my console people out there. I used to be one of you. I want the game to be great for everyone, but I'm just saying selfishly, if this game can be modded and it runs at least decently, I'm fine. I've got my content sorted. I'm good. And I am a little conscious, by the way, now that I've been talking a lot in this video, and I don't want to make it too long because I don't think people really care to hear me drone on for much longer, but we'll look at a couple more comments before we wrap up today, because this has been a very enjoyable video. I like talking about 2K22, these future WWE games. It's fun, but I don't want to go on forever. So Kid Forest here says, likely going to be a separate PS5 trailer showing the current build, and if not, it will automatically be backwards compatible. So on PS5, we're able to buy PS4 games, and in most cases, the frame rate and overall performance is enhanced, kind of like you saw with my WWE 2K but on PS5 series that I did a couple months ago. Like those sets of videos, it's of course the PS4 version, but it's enhanced a little bit for next gen, and so we could see that. I don't really know, but I am really holding out, you know, for that day when I see the notification, PS5 trailer WWE 2K22, because I would lose my shit. And by the way, I can't believe I'm only just mentioning this, but I hope with WWE 2K they don't do what they did with NBA 2K21, where it was like the PS4 version was just a basically 2K20 but worse, and then the next gen one was like like the one with all the features. I hope they don't screw people over like that, because that's so. Like 2K21 on the PS4 is so not worth buying. I wouldn't even download it if it was free. That's how terrible that is. The PS5 one has so many more features, so much more fleshed out, and so hopefully they don't do that for WWE 2K. Told people, PS5 is a myth. I haven't seen one ever. In real life, not in shops, not locally, XD. PS5 is a concept created by the Jedi. I mean, shit, I'd believe that too, but I have one right here, so no, the PS5 is real, unless I'm a Jedi. This comment right here is a very nice place to end on. Mr. Sir OZ Shrest says, I don't care if it's PS4 or PS5, I just want a game that's damn playable. I felt that. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video right there. I hope you guys all enjoyed this kind of 2K subreddit discussion video kind of mixed thing right there. Hopefully it was good and enjoyable for you. Let me know what you're thinking of everything we discussed in today's video down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. And yeah, the road to WWE 2K22 continues. We're gonna be holding out for that 2K22 PS5 information. I'm hoping it happens, but I'm just hoping the game works, hoping it's playable, as the last guy said. And so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and it will come out some more YouTube a lot more than you think. And subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the upcoming content on the channel. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and that's been it. Too sweet.